What's up, everybody? Justin here, back with fantasy booking of WCW 2000 Part 3. I don't remember what Part 2, what I ended with. I believe is uncensored, whatever. Part 3 kicks off with me fantasy booking WCW Slamboree pay-per-view. It was always the May pay-per-view. So here we go, Part 3, fantasy booking WCW, the year 2000. Because I think what I got booked is a lot better what stupid dumbass Vince Russo came up with. So Slamboree 2000 let's start off with a WCW debut and his pay-per-view debut, Lance Storm. I thought he was really good in WCW in the year 2000. I thought he was really good. Anyways, Lance Storm makes his WCW wrestling pay-per-view debut. Lance Storm takes on Billy Kidman. Of course, you gotta have Lance Storm win because it's his debut. So Lance Storm defeats Kidman. Up next, the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team titles. AJ Styles, Lash LaRue, the Tag Team Cruiserweight Champions, defend the titles against Kaz Hayashi and another WCW debut, making his pay-per-view debut, Taka Michinoku. Taka Michinoku, Kaz Hayashi take on AJ Styles, Lash LaRue for the Cruiserweight Tag titles. Of course, AJ Styles, Lash LaRue win and retain. Now he returns. Up next, we got a big return. He returns to WCW. He returns the pay-per-view. He hasn't been seen. I haven't booked him at all since January 2000. Goldberg returns. Takes on Kevin Nash because they have a history. Kevin Nash is a streak ender. He ended Goldberg's undefeated streak. That should have never happened, by the way. At Starrcade 98, that should have never happened. That was one of the dumbest ideas ever. They could have waited, went like another 6 months, in my opinion, of Goldberg being undefeated. So, Goldberg returns to the ring, returns to WCW, returns to pay-per-view, take on Kevin Nash. Goldberg destroys him. In 1 minute. Goldberg wins, and it lasted 1 minute. That's what I would add happened. After Goldberg lost, I'm talking about real life. After he lost his streak, I would have him come back like the next pay-per-view, let's say sold out 99, and I would have him destroy Kevin Nash in like a minute. So Goldberg wins, destroys Kevin Nash in 1 minute. Spear, jackhammer, it's over. Up next, we got the WCW Tag Team titles on the line. Sting and Vampiro, the champions, defending against Crowbar and The Wall. Sting and Vampiro win and retain. Up next, we got for the WCW Hardcore Championship. The winner becomes the new Hardcore Champion. It's a triple threat. Mike Awesome, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Meng. Meng wins, becomes the new first ever WCW Hardcore Champion is Meng. Now, the U.S. title. United States Championship on the line before the main event, and the world title. Chris Benoit, U.S. champion. My U.S. champion. Chris Benoit takes on Raven in a Ravens rules matchup Chris Benoit wins, retains the U.S. title. But also, Chris Benoit is in the main event also. Sid defending the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Sid taking on Chris Benoit, taking on Booker T. Sid taps out to the crippler crossface. Chris Benoit is the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion. He's also the U.S. Champion. He ends the pay-per-view slamboree with both titles on his shoulders, holding them up. So now we go to Nitro. WCW Nitro after Slamboree 2000. After the Slamboree pay-per-view. Because Chris Benoit won the world title and he's U.S. champion, he can't hold both titles. So he gives up the U.S. title. U.S. title is vacated. So the U.S. titles vacate. We could have a U.S. title tournament to crown a new WCW U.S. champion. The tournament starts. It's let's see here. A 6-man tournament, I believe. It's only a 6-man tournament. Anyways, first round match. Rey Mysterio takes on the Great Muta. U.S. title tournament. The Great Muta wins. Next first round matchup in the U.S. title tournament. AJ Styles takes on Jushin Thunder Liger. AJ Styles wins. So AJ goes to the second round semifinals to take on, it's an 8-man tournament. It was not 6-man, it's 8-man. So AJ's in the semifinals against the Great Muta. That will happen on the next Nitro, where we will have 3 matches to crown a new U.S. champion. Other first round matches. Lance Storm takes on, making his WCW debut. This is fantasy booking, people. So I'm picking who I would have wanted to be in WCW in the year 2000, who I thought would have made it better. Makes his WCW debut, Rob Van Dam. RVD takes on Lance Storm. In the first round of the U.S. title tournament, Rob Van Dam, of course, I would have him win. So Rob Van Dam is in the semifinals for the 3 matches to crown a new champion next week on Nitro. Jeff Jarrett, another first round match. Jeff Jarrett takes on Vampiro. Vampiro wins, so he goes to Nitro. He's in the semifinals. So, again, the matches, the crown new U.S. champion, there will be 3 of them. The semifinals and the finals. On the next Nitro, it is RVD against Vampiro. And it's the Great Muta against AJ Styles. Those right there are 2 dream matches. Really awesome, in my opinion. Dream matches I would have loved to see in WCW in 2000. But, of course, they never happened. I think Vampiro and the Great Muta were in a 3-way at one point. I think in the real WCW in real life. I think at Fall Brawl 2000. I'm not sure, but I know Sting, Muta, Vampiro, maybe. Triple threat. So the next Nitro, there will be 3 matches to crown a new U.S. champion. Now we have the final segment on Nitro. World champion Chris Benoit comes out, cuts a promo. All the baby faces are in the ring standing for him. Give him a standing ovation. Benoit cuts a promo. Out comes Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff comes out and appears. The wrestlers are shocked. Fans are shocked because I haven't booked him on TV at all. And then Bischoff takes his jacket off. Has an NWO shirt on. He's wearing an NWO shirt. That's a sign of things to come. My future fantasy booking WCW 2000 show. So Bischoff, in the end, Bischoff announces he's wearing the NWO shirt. He announces that he is the new owner of WCW. He brings up that Ted Turner wanted to sell it, and he bought out Ted Turner. So Bischoff announces he's the new boss to all the wrestlers in the ring, all the baby faces. He's the new boss, and he's the new owner of WCW. And then the Nitro ends with Bischoff, them showing Bischoff with the NWO shirt on. The baby faces all look shocked and mad and pissed. And then the NWO music starts playing. The NWO's music starts playing, and Bischoff is standing in the ring, revealed as the new owner of WCW. So that's a Nitro after Slamboree. Now we go to the final Nitro. The final last Nitro of May 2000. Last Nitro of May 2000. And then after I do this, last Nitro of 2000, this will be the end of part 3, Fantasy Booking WCW 2000. Nitro, the last Nitro of May, kicks off with the U.S. title tournament. As I said, there's 4 names left, 3 matches left before we crown a new champion. Last 3 matches. First match, the Great Muta against AJ Styles. AJ Styles wins. He's in the finals. He's also still the Cruiserweight Tag Team Champion with Lash LaRue. The other semifinal match, Rob Van Dam taking on Vampiro. Vampiro wins. So it's AJ Styles against Vampiro later in the night in the finals. That could be the main event, but it is not. So up next, we have the WCW Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Chris Candido defends against making his WCW debut, Kid Cash. I know he's in ECW at the time, but I don't care. This is fantasy booking, everybody. I liked Kid Cash in ECW. I thought the guy was a great talent. So Kid Cash makes his debut. Chris Candido looks shocked. Kid Cash wins. Becomes a new WCW Cruiserweight Champion is Kid Cash. So now we have the WCW Tag Team titles on the line. Tag Team titles on the line. Vampiro's in the finals of the U.S. title tournament. So guess what? Sting, one half of the tag champs. Sting shows up, ready to defend. Vampiro's music plays. No Vampiro. He does not come out. He leaves Sting hanging. He doesn't care because he's in the finals of the U.S. title tournament. So Sting is all alone, defending the tag titles by himself. And Bischoff, the new owner, the new boss, he doesn't care that Sting's alone. He makes Sting defend him in a handicap match. Sting defends against Stevie Ray and Elix Skipper. They're the new Harlem Heat. Anyways, Stevie Ray, Elix Skipper win, are the new WCW World Tag Team Champions. Now we go to the U.S. title, U.S. Championship finals of the tournament. Vampiro, AJ Styles. Vampiro wins. He's the new U.S. champion. I liked Vampiro a lot. Not at the time. In 2000, I didn't dislike him, but looking back at it now, I'm going to really push Vampiro a lot. In my fantasy booking shows, I will push Vampiro. He's the new U.S. champion. He wins the tournament, defeating AJ Styles. Before that, he defeated Rob Van Dam, and he defeated Jeff Jarrett. So now we go to the main event final main event, this main event segment. Eric Bischoff, the new owner, the new boss of WCW. Chris Benoit comes out with the world title. He's in the ring. All he knows is he has to defend it because Bischoff told him, you're defending it tonight, so go to the ring and be ready. Bischoff comes out with a mic, says, I'm the new owner, and makes Chris Benoit says tonight, you are going to run the gauntlet. Because Bischoff doesn't want Chris Benoit, doesn't like him as a world champion. He's trying to get the world title off of him. So Chris Benoit defends a WCW world title in a gauntlet match. Can he survive? Up first is Meng. Really tough. Meng, super tough. Chris Benoit defeats him. Meng taps out. Up next, Chris Benoit must run through Scott Hall. Bischoff, Scott Hall, they have a history. So Bischoff puts Scott Hall in the gauntlet, but Scott Hall taps out also to the crippler crossface. The third man that Benoit has to get through, running in the gauntlet, the third man is Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam Bigelow taps out also. And the fourth man, the final man, is Diamond Dallas Page, DDP. DDP also taps out. So all four of them tap out to Chris Benoit. He's the world champion. That's how I would have booked it, because you got to get the world champion, the new world champion, Chris Benoit. I would have really pushed him strong to get him over. So all four of his opponents in the gauntlet could not defeat him. They all end up tapping out. Meng was first. He tapped. Scott Hall tapped. Bam Bam tapped. DDP tapped. And Bischoff is not happy about it. Bischoff is not happy. Comes on the stage and looks pissed. And he's going like this. Like, what is he going to do now? He's coming up with another evil plan. So that is the last Nitro of May 2000. Hope you enjoyed this fantasy booking of WCW 2000 Part 3. Part 4 will kick off with a Thunder. Part 4 will kick off with, well, not just Thunder, but Part 4 will kick off with a June Monday Nitro, I believe. Yeah, Part 4 will kick off with the last Monday Nitro before the Great American Bash 2000 pay-per-view. Hope you enjoyed Part 3, fantasy booking. We have a new U.S. champion, Vampiro. Chris Benoit, new world champion. And new tag team champions, Stevie Ray, Elix Skipper, and a new cruiserweight champion in Kid Cash. Hope you enjoyed this fantasy booking of WCW 2000 Part 3. Bye for now, everybody.